We don't have to send our kids to city school, man. I wish you quit telling them that. Quit preaching that shit. We can send them to the county, and white folks gonna take care of us, nigga. They're gonna take care of us. We gotta send our thoroughbreds out there, our horses, all the athletes. We gotta get them out there to the county right now. We gotta level this playing field. They don't have to go to the city. The city ain't did shit for us, not for the majority. Them nuns, that's what they look like, nuns. I grew up in the 80s. They used to wear them long ass dresses with them little slippers, looking like nuns, nigga. Have us in single file line, another class coming by. What they do? The teachers, it'd be two women. They put them vanilla folders over their mouth. They lock eyes with you and get to talking about you. I done seen it. I saw it too many times. We didn't have shit, nigga. We didn't have nothing. I remember a black teacher I had, a woman, Miss Jackson. She made me shit on myself. You know how traumatizing that is? I had to sit there and shit on myself, nigga, in third grade and get talked about. She didn't want to let me go to the bathroom because she was giving a test. A test. I could have went out in the hall and done the test. I had to go to the principal's office. Traumatized. He had to call my mama and tell her what had transpired in the classroom. I heard my mama screaming and hollering through the phone. May she rest in peace. Sweet lady. Man, I remember him saying, Keith Chapman. I remember him saying, no, ma'am, you don't have to come get him. I'm going to bring him to you. And so I get home. And man, all I'm thinking on the way home is, man, I'm in trouble. I'm already traumatized. They're going to be talking about me tomorrow at school. They're going to talk about me forever. I got home, man. My mama, she was crying mad, but she explained to me, son, I'm not mad at you. But man, this is shit that you deal with as a youth growing up in city school. The teachers ain't really taking up time with us. I went to a predominantly wealthy elementary in a wealthy neighborhood on the west end of town, but where I lived, where I grew up, just so happened to be in that area. So that's where I went to school. And it was a sprinkle of us in there, if you know what I'm talking about. But that's what you deal with. And man, I was tortured and picked with all through elementary. You know, it never eased up. It just poured on and poured on and poured on. And man, I tell you, by the time we was middle school, middle school, You know what I'm saying? We starting to have a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? Mama, she done got a nursing license by the time I'm in seventh grade. That Christmas break, seventh grade, I'm I think I don't know, I'm 14 maybe. I got my first pair of Jordans. I came back to school after Christmas break with the tens, black leather coat. And man, you know, from there, I told myself, ain't no going back. I mean, we jaywalking now. I mean, you know, shit's a little different. But I just remember all the torment and all the torture and all the jokes, the laughter, you know what I'm saying, the side eyes and shit. So I'm 14 and mama got her nursing license. We having a little bit, but unbeknownst to me, I realized just up the street is a crack house. I realize it's a crack house 5 to 6 houses away from where I reside. And when I realized this, we begin to have emotion. And so the motion begins. Fast forward to my freshman year of high school, ninth grade. Now, mind you, seventh, eighth grade, we have emotion. Ninth grade, that's when I decided to put my foot on everybody's neck. You know, my freshman year, I done hustled. I done done a lot of different little things, man, that we ain't gonna talk about. But just know that my trophies was having the motherfucker say, "Man, where did you get that at?" And this was every day. Not a day went by it wasn't a teacher, some type of faculty, or a student. Like, man, where you get that at? I like that. And and that was an accumulation of being ridiculed all the way up until that point. But even that wasn't enough. They had then created a monster that I didn't even know existed at that time. But we'll fast forward on to me becoming a father myself. Now, mind you, my dealings with the city school, especially in high school, even on the football field, I remember one particular coach, um, old fat slob, uh, mutant neck, uh, Chris Cooper. This motherfucker, sorry motherfucker, man. Sorry excuse for a human being. He takes, I ain't gonna even mention the other player's name, but he takes a player that was his protege. Took him to Ballard County with him, had him coaching and shit years after high school. But he took a player off defense that was playing middle linebacker, put him at running back where I was playing, and put me at middle linebacker. And didn't know it at the time that it was an inside joke. But he had this guy run and flatline me, man. When I tell you flatline me, all I remember doing was hearing hike and then looking up at the sky. I'm like, man, so this is what we doing? And then all I remember Coach Cooper doing is just laughing his motherfucking ass off. Like it was the funniest shit in the world. And man, I said, okay. I said, I see where this is going. You got no intentions on coaching me up or even allowing me to get meaningful playing time on the field. I'm done with this, man. And the thing about it is, it was a lot of people who done that, gave up, quit because of the coaches that was there in the program at the time. I said, man, I'm going to this crack house and I'm smoking some weed. If this is how you gonna play me, you gonna play me like this, man, I'm gone. That shit hurt. That shit hurt me, nigga. To know that the coach didn't have my best interest at heart. Cause it was me. But like I said, fast forward to when I had a son of my own. I mean, we didn't know. Everybody was just making babies. But I'd always told myself, man, if I ever had a son, all I wanted to do was just be present. Just 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 be a father. Just cause mine wasn't there. My daddy was doing different things. All I wanted to do was be present. I didn't know how to be the best father in the world. I didn't know how to be a deadbeat. I didn't know how to be nothing. None of that. But what I was gonna do was just be present. So fast forward on a little bit to when he get of age to start playing sports. I mean, it wasn't always pretty, but the journey and the work that we put in to get him to the point to where he got to, that ride was a beautiful ride. It was a bonding ride. It was emotional ride. It was blood, sweat, and tears, literally. And so, fast forward on to my son getting to the age to where he's playing not rec but competitively, middle school ball, where it gets where the coaches have the discretion of playing who they want to play, not who should be playing all the time necessarily, but playing who they want to play. And as parents, you know, cause me, nigga, I was a VAR ball before the VAR ball. You know what I'm saying? My bitch didn't smoke no cigarettes or drink nothing, nigga, while she was carrying my seed. Nothing. So it's gonna be pure thoroughbred, nigga. This shit was planned. So anyway, yeah, we get to the age to where we playing competitively. let me allow you to understand and just get a peek into where I'm coming from. That's about, at least if you start at the age of 2, like I did, then that's about 10 years of putting in work to the time they get to about the age of 12 to where they playing middle school ball. That's a whole decade of working, trials and errors, and you know, travel ball and different monies being spent and using different resources and doing different personal trainings and all types of shit. So when you get to that age, I mean, you know if a kid's got it or not. So my son is in the 6th grade. And we'll just say, for the sake of it, everything is allegedly, even though everything that I'm saying was proven true. But we'll just say allegedly. When my son was in the 6th grade, me myself, not even being biased, but I felt like he should have played on the JV team. Which, when I say JV in middle school, that's predominantly 7th graders and some 8th graders who are not as good. They sprinkle some 6th graders in there. I felt like my son should have probably played JV when he was in the 6th grade, but he didn't. And, I explained to him, man, you young, just wait your turn. We'll be all right. I was cool with that. Didn't say anything. But then the following year, 7th grade year, supposedly his JV year, they had incoming 6th graders playing varsity, which is 8th grade baseball, which was just unbeknownst to me, But allegedly, the coach was whoremongering, fucking bitches, you know what I'm saying, giving their sons playing time because they got pussies. So I had to go on the whole tirade talking to the principal at the time, Mr. Overland. He retired. Had to talk to the incoming principal, Mr. Sadler. You know, and and the stories I was telling them was so, you know what I'm saying, they couldn't believe it. You know what I'm saying? They must have thought I was making it up. But I'm gonna tell you what, I had so many details, fine details. You know what I'm saying? And evidence. They evidently they must have they knew I was on to something because they looked into it and they come to find out what I was telling them had a whole lot of validation to it, right? So to make a long story short, I mean the principal, well, I don't know who done it, but uh the coach was eventually let go. And with him being let go at the middle school, he was also let go at the high school level too, because he coached on both levels. But nobody should have to go through all that, especially when you didn't put the work in up until that point. And everybody's saying, man, yeah, your son should definitely be playing. I mean, I'm like, yeah, man, but you can't blow up. You just gotta go through the right channels, and let people know what's going on. But that's why, with my son being a baseball player, and I knew that he wasn't gonna get the opportunity to play in the city. That's why we went to the county. I mean, hell, McCracken, is number one, number two in the state in baseball anyway, and was welcomed with open arms. You know what I'm saying? Had no problem. Was gonna be on the baseball team if you wanted to play. When we enrolled in the school, the basketball coach just so happened to be in the office. Was like, man, you got some size on you, pretty tall. You play basketball. My son played basketball, so he just naturally started going to work out with the team, doing it, playing summer ball after graduating 8th grade, and never played baseball. Played basketball. But I mean, I say all that to you know to preface you with this. My son come home from work and he's like, "Daddy, you remember the basketball coach that was at the middle school when I was there?" I said, "Yeah, I know Span and Joe." It's like, "No, not them." I said, "You talking about Coach B?" It's like he helped B. Said he had his wife in there. She said she taught at the at McCracken, but she sends her kids to the city school. I said, "Oh, you must be talking about Miss Annette." I said, and Coach Hamilton. He said, "Yeah, yeah." He said, "I should have went to Tillman. I would have got more playing time if I would have went to Tillman." Nah, man. I mean, we got to stop telling these kids where they shouldn't have went. I mean, my son graduated a year ago. I mean, what they did at McCracken hasn't been done in Region One yet. Probably ain't gonna be done. I mean, they lost to Mayfield in the region his first year. Every year after that, they won the region and went to state. If he would have went to Tillman, he wouldn't have got the experience going to Rupp Arena, practicing on the floor, playing. I mean, this is shit that I mean, you telling him. I mean, he shouldn't have done that. I mean, he shouldn't have got coached by the player. I mean, by the coach of the year, consecutive coach of the year. Not just one time, but multiple times, coach of the year. I mean, it's just mind-boggling to me as to why people, just because you went to the city, you got to send your kids to the city school. I mean, we got to send our Negro kids to the county, man. Them thoroughbreds, them horses, not just any Negro kids. We got to send the Negro kids, the Negro kids to the county, nigga. That's what we got to do.